Welcome to Important Updates, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Why are there not more people talking about China's biggest military problem? It's not the US. It's something far more fundamental. The room was quiet, almost unnaturally so. The silence pressed in from every corner, broken only by the faint hum of distant electronics and the soft shuffle of boots on polished floors. It was the kind of silence that comes before decisions of great consequence, a silence heavy with anticipation and the weight of responsibility. General Wei stood before a colossal map of China and its surrounding regions, illuminated by a single, focused beam. The map dominated the room, its colors and lines casting long shadows across the walls, as if the very borders themselves were alive and watching. His finger traced the long, winding border, over mountains, deserts, and crowded coastlines. Each movement was deliberate, as if he could feel the terrain beneath his touch, the jagged peaks, the arid stretches, the bustling cities pressed against the sea. Each inch on the map meant hundreds of miles to defend, each border a potential flashpoint. Every line was a story of history, conflict, and uneasy peace, a reminder that geography is both a shield and a challenge. 14 countries pressed against China's edges, friends, rivals, wild cards. Some borders were peaceful, others tense, all demanding vigilance. No other nation on Earth faced such a complex web of neighbors, each with its own ambitions and uncertainties. The sheer number was a strategic burden few nations have ever faced. Every neighbor brought a different set of challenges: diplomatic, military, economic. The map was not just a tool, but a puzzle with no easy solution. China's military could never focus on just one threat. The command center buzzed with constant updates, shifting priorities, and the knowledge that danger could come from any direction, at any time. The Himalayas to the southwest, towering, impassable, yet never truly secure. Their snow-capped peaks formed a natural barrier, but also a line of tension, where patrols braved the thin air and freezing winds. The long border with Russia, stretching across forests and rivers, and the unstable west, where deserts and remote outposts tested the endurance of every soldier stationed there, and the crowded eastern seas, all demanded attention. Here, the land met the ocean, and the challenges multiplied: piracy, territorial disputes, and the ever-present threat of foreign navies. While the world watched the US rivalry, China's real challenge was older: the unchangeable reality of its geography. The headlines might focus on superpower competition, but the generals knew the true contest was with the land itself. The map demanded the PLA be a mountain force, a desert patrol, a naval power, and a guardian of cities and villages alike. Every region required its own strategy, its own expertise, its own sacrifices. It had to be a continental army, a maritime force, and a border patrol, all at once. The demands were relentless, the expectations unending. This burden stretched resources and complicated strategy. Logistics became a nightmare, with supplies and troops constantly on the move, adapting to new threats and shifting priorities. General Wei let out a slow breath, knowing the map's demands would keep his knights restless. Every decision weighed heavily, every choice a gamble, with consequences that could echo for generations. For China, the map is not just a guide, it's a relentless adversary. It shapes every plan, every deployment, every hope for peace or victory. The world may change, leaders may come and go, alliances may shift, but the map remains. Its lines are stubborn, its demands eternal, and the map is undefeated. It endures, silent and unyielding, shaping the destiny of a nation, yesterday, today, and for all the tomorrows to come. China's geography is epic: mountains, deserts, rivers, and a complex coastline. The Himalayas and Tibetan Plateau form a near-impassable wall to the southwest, isolating China from India, but creating a tense frontier. Northward, the Taklamakan and Gobi deserts are harsh buffers, difficult to cross and control. Powerful rivers like the Yellow and Yangtze divide the land, shaping cultures and complicating military movement. China's coastline, over 14,000 kilometers long, is hemmed in by island chains and contested seas. The East and South China Seas are crowded, dotted with disputed islands and chokepoints. This geography creates obstacles, buffers, and flashpoints, defining China's strategic reality. Every feature on the map is both a shield and a challenge. 14 land neighbors, No other major power faces this. China's borders touch nuclear rivals, unpredictable states, and strategic hotspots. Each neighbor is a unique challenge, demanding constant attention and dividing China's military strength. Forces must be stationed everywhere. The Himalayas, the Russian frontier, Southeast Asia, even with a massive military, China's strength is diluted across so many fronts. History adds tension. Wars with India, Vietnam, and Russia linger in memory. Old grievances simmer, making alliances fragile and mistrust common. China must juggle diplomacy, economic incentives, and military posturing with each neighbor. A crisis on one border can't mean ignoring the others. This relentless, multi-front challenge consumes resources and focus. It's the price of China's geography. America's geography is a fortress. Two vast oceans, only two land neighbors. Canada and Mexico are weak militarily and friendly, making U.S. borders secure. The U.S. doesn't need to station armies to guard against invasion. Its threats are distant. Navigable rivers like the Mississippi unify the country and boost its economy. This internal cohesion and external security give America strategic freedom. The U.S. can project power abroad without fear for its homeland. China, by contrast, must secure its vast, complex territory and manage 14 neighbors. Geography gives America an advantage China can only envy. The Himalayas form a dramatic, permanent barrier between China and India. The border is a source of constant friction, with unresolved disputes and recent deadly skirmishes. Supplying troops at high altitude is a logistical nightmare, requiring massive infrastructure and resources. India is a nuclear-armed rival, strengthening its military and alliances in response to China's moves. China cannot ignore this front. It must dedicate significant assets to deter India. Every soldier in Tibet is one less for the Pacific, showing how geography divides China's focus. The Himalayas are both a wall and a drain on China's resources. China's maritime frontier is hemmed in by the first island chain, Japan, Taiwan, the Philippines. To reach the Pacific, China's navy must pass through narrow monitored straits, easily blocked in conflict. This sense of confinement drives China's assertiveness in the South China Sea. Building islands, projecting power. The sea is crowded with overlapping claims, valuable resources, and constant tension. U.S. naval patrols challenge China's claims, leading to frequent standoffs. China must invest heavily in its navy and coast guard, managing daily disputes and preparing for bigger conflicts. Like on land, China's maritime geography denies it a single focus. To the north, China's long border with Russia is shaped by history, once hostile, now cautiously friendly. China can't fully relax. A shift in Russia's politics could reopen old threats. Some forces can be moved south, but the risk remains. To the west, China faces the wilds of Central Asia and its own Xinjiang region, remote, unstable, and hard to control. The main threat here is instability, terrorism, separatism, and unrest. China patrols vast, harsh borders and projects influenced through economic and security initiatives. Securing the west is a monumental task, pulling resources from the coast and the Pacific. Geography keeps China's attention divided. China's geography creates a powerful sense of encirclement. With 14 land neighbors and a long coastline facing contested waters, China is surrounded by countries with whom it has had complex, sometimes tense relationships. This physical reality shapes the mindset of its leaders and citizens alike. Leaders see threats on every border, a feeling rooted in both history and present-day realities. Centuries of invasions, from the Mongols to Western powers, have left a deep imprint on China's collective memory, reinforcing the idea that vigilance is necessary for survival. This mindset explains China's assertive actions, controlling the South China Sea, building overland trade routes, and modernizing its military. Each move is seen as a way to secure the nation's future and prevent encirclement by potential adversaries. What looks like expansionism abroad is, to Beijing, defensive survival. Every policy, every military buildup, is justified as a shield against possible threats. The PLA must be ready for everything: naval battles in contested waters, land wars along vast borders, air defense against modern threats, cyber warfare in the digital age, and even competition in space. Each domain is seen as a potential front in the struggle for security. Modernization is costly, but seen as essential in a dangerous neighborhood. The government invests heavily, believing that only strength can deter encroachment. In contrast, the US, protected by vast oceans and friendly neighbors, feels secure and outward-looking. Its borders are rarely a source of anxiety. America sees China's buildup as a threat, interpreting it as aggressive and destabilizing. China, on the other hand, sees it as necessary, a response to a world it views as unpredictable and often hostile. This difference in perspective fuels misunderstanding and rivalry, making cooperation difficult and suspicion easy. Geography shapes not just strategy, but national psychology. It influences how nations perceive threats and opportunities. For China, insecurity is the default. A lesson taught in schools, reinforced by the media and echoed in policy. For the US, security is taken for granted, rarely questioned, and often invisible in daily life. The clash is as much about maps and mindsets as it is about politics and power, a fundamental difference that shapes the world's most important rivalry. In the end, geography, not just rivalry with the US, is China's most enduring military problem. The land itself, with its vastness and complexity, shapes every decision China makes about its security and future. America's focus may shift with changing politics, but China's mountains, deserts, seas, and the long list of neighboring countries are permanent features. These natural barriers and corridors have defined China's history, and they continue to dictate its present and future. The PLA must be a jack of all trades: mountain fighters, naval power, border patrol, and more. From the icy Himalayas to the stormy South China Sea, Chinese forces must be ready for any challenge, in any environment, at any time. Every resource spent on one front is taken from another. Logistics become a constant balancing act, as China stretches its military across deserts, jungles, rivers, and coastlines, always needing to be everywhere at once. The US is a serious challenge, but China's geographic dilemma is deeper, external and internal, land and sea. Unlike America, which is buffered by oceans and friendly neighbors, China faces threats and uncertainties in every direction. This 360-degree problem keeps China vigilant and insecure. Surveillance is constant, and the sense of being surrounded never fades, forcing China to always be on guard. Geography dictates China's options, shaping its strategy and psychology. Every plan, every maneuver, must account for the unchanging realities of the land. America's geography offers security and choice. China's offers only challenges. The US can project power outward, while China must constantly defend inward and outward, never able to relax. As General Wei studies his map, he faces not just foreign rivals, but the relentless weight of China's place on Earth. Every border, every mountain, every river, is a reminder of the obstacles he must overcome. The map is his greatest adversary. It is unyielding, always present, and impossible to defeat. For China, the biggest enemy is not a nation, but the map itself. The landscape is both a shield and a prison, shaping every hope and fear, and the map never changes. Geography is destiny, a silent force that shapes China's fate yesterday, today, and tomorrow.